Hello, citizens, and welcome back. This is our match reaction to Everton 1, Man City 3 in the Premier League. So make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well. Let's jump into it. So I went into this game with no expectations. That's what I said in the match preview. I thought it was going to be a tough game. I thought Everton were going to play really well, very compact, very deep. And, they're a very physical team. They look to play 4 set pieces and they look to hurt you whenever they get forward. And that's exactly what we got. And in the first half, it kind of worked out for them. I thought they kept the shape well. They defended well and they pretty much kept us at bay. And they got the goal. They, got the lead. And going into 1-0 at half time is a really big thing at Goodison Park. And we were up against it from then on. But in the second half, Pep tweaked a few things and we got the job done in the end. And a lot of that comes from how good Foden is. I mean, Foden was world-class today. I think he's world-class anyway. He's unbelievable. And when he plays in the middle, he makes that team tick. He really does. When he plays on the right-hand side, whoever plays on that right-hand side, whether it's him or Bernardo, they're kind of lost. And I think Pep needs to try and play them two in the middle together. Even when Nunes is playing, put Nunes on the right because Nunes isn't really offering much to the team at the moment. I've seen him start a few games for City, and I've seen him be an absolute disaster a couple of times. Not really doing anything with the ball, losing it too cheaply, and he's not doing much with it. I think when we play the tough games like this, I think he's come short. You look at the Wolves game, I thought he was dreadful. I thought he was the worst player on the pitch. I thought he was one of the worst players on the pitch today. But look, I think in most regards, like I said, I didn't go into this game with much expectation. We're on a terrible run. In the Premier League, that is. I know we just won the World Club Cup, but in the Premier League, we've been terrible. And I thought this game was going to go much of the same way, particularly when they took the lead and they got into halftime. But what I will say is most of this second half, or the entirety of this second half, isn't about individual performances. You can look at first half mistakes. You can even look at individual mistakes in the second half that we got away with, with wayward passes when Everton really pressed up after we got the third, after the second, sorry, not the third. But this wasn't about individual performances. This wasn't even about who was playing well and who wasn't. This was about the battle. And it's all about every player stepping up and every player winning their individual battles. And maybe not even winning them, but competing. And that's what every player did tonight. Every player in that second half competed with Everton. And I don't think this team gets a lot of credit either for the physical battles that we put up. I've seen us put up some immense physical challenges. You look at the Champions League, the couple of times with Atletico Madrid, the Champions League in the last 5 years, we've really developed into a proper team. A team that can play slick football because that's what everyone thinks. That's what everyone expects. Everyone thinks we're going to pass the ball sideways, pass it back to Edison whenever we get up to the penalty area. This tiki-taka football, you're trying to walk it into the net, which is what we do. But we're also capable of stepping up and really being physical with the team. Even when we've got players like Bernardo Silva and Foden and Alvarez on the pitch, who are not exactly big players, we will step up and they will be counted. And that's what they did today. And that's one of the things you got to be proud of this performance. And I think this is one of my favorite performances of the season just because of that, just because we've shown that battle and that bottle in that second half, not to fold, not to crumble, but to come out and we dominated that second half from the beginning. We absolutely smashed them in the first 10, 15 minutes and we deserved that lead and we deserved the 3 points. Now, after the game, Dyche said the penalty was the turning point and it was unfair and before then they were competing. Yeah, fair. But that wasn't the turning point. That penalty was not the turning point. The turning point was Foden's goal because once that happened, we really clicked into gear. I mean, yeah, we turned it around in the second half. We played with much more speed, we had lots more momentum, and we were much more direct when we got the ball. We were on the half turn. We were running at the defense as much as possible. We've shown a bit of determination and a bit of urgency. That's what we lacked in that first half, urgency. And rather than panic with the ball, we were just passing it around. Even when they pressed us up, our passing in the defensive field was much smoother, much quicker, and we were drawing fouls all over the pitch. Fair play to referees for letting it go because I thought some of them were definite fouls. But he let it all go. But he let it all go for both teams, so I can't complain about that. But so what I said about the penalty being the turning point, it wasn't. We were going to get that second goal regardless. We were going to get it. And we hounded them into that third goal as well. So big performance from the lads, huge performance. And like I said, I'm really proud of them for that because they really did put in a shift. And I've got no complaints about that. I thought they were phenomenal in that second half. And like I said, but you can ignore the first half. Second half, much better. But it does kind of sum up this team at the moment in the Premier League that we can put into performances in the same game. But yeah, Pep's got to sort out that midfield. That's the That's the big crisis, not crisis, but that's the big point for me, that this midfield just isn't working, especially when Nunes is in the middle. It worked in the World Club Cup. I thought he did phenomenal well, but when he's playing against the tougher teams, he's just not doing it. He does need more time. I think like Doku needs more time. Guardiola needs more time. But we need to fix that midfield. And for me, Bernardo, Foden, put them in the middle, put Nunes on the right, see how it goes. Why not? You know, because you can't take Foden out of the middle of this team. If he takes Foden out of the middle of this team for the next game, that's shocking. That's diabolical almost. Because he's on fire at the moment. He's probably been our best player of the season. So yeah, big moment for us. Big win, and it is a huge 3 points. And honestly, I didn't expect anything from this game. I think this is 8 wins in a row at Goodison Park. I think this might be one of our best up there. Yeah. You know, I know we've had a couple of run-ins towards the end of the seasons where we've managed to scrape by and go on to win the league title. And again, this might be one of those games. Just came earlier in the season this time. We'll have to see. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well. Keep an eye out for the player ratings. They're coming up straight after. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.